Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today I was scrolling around and came across this article right here, and right then and there I knew I had to stop everything I was doing and hit that record button. I haven't read the article yet, but based on the title I already know where this is heading, and I'm seething, mauling, and quite possibly coping as well. But in all seriousness, I would bet my left nut I know exactly what this article is going to be about. It's going to be about the same nonsensical side-by-side comparison of the My Hero Academia girls in the manga versus the anime adaptation, focusing on the differences in their body types. This god-awful discussion, this cursed discussion, has been recycled and repeated literally since 2018. I mean, look at these posts. This is proof that time is indeed circular. Studio Bones, can we talk about this? No. Not only because it's a stupid conversation that cherry picks frames from the anime and manga to exaggerate comparisons, it's also a stupid conversation that has been addressed last week, and the week before that, and the week before that, scaling back years now. Every interaction-starved, terminally online 15-year-old will decide to rehash this for attention. Luckily, I think just about everyone is starting to get tired of seeing this post on social media, and they are becoming more of a meme than an actual debate at this point. But one entity is not ready to give up the fight, and that's the respected journalists, over at CBR, the kind of news site that makes some of the greatest bangers of all time. They pump out about 15 to 20 anime-related articles per day, and they are really strained for ideas at this point. I mean, how could they not? 1 hour they'll release an article discussing how Light Yagami is actually a bisexual icon, and then the next hour release an article predicting which One Piece girls are actually vegans. It's wild. So while I'm not surprised to see them talking about this topic we're looking at now, it's still surprising to see an actual website engage in the same talking points desperate spurgs post during their middle school recess. But nonetheless, let's jump into the article, ladies and gentlemen. My Hero Academia, anime Eureka, looks suspiciously different from the manga. Wow, that's crazy. It's not uncommon for anime to look different from the manga that it's based on. Oftentimes it's about censorship, which is true. I mean, there are things that aren't suitable. One of my greatest examples of things that have been changed, people complain about fan service in the anime adaptation of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, but the funny thing is, the manga is an ecchi series. It is so much worse. It is absolutely, the manga is filled and completely taken over by fan service. So if people are offended by the anime adaptation, I got news for them. It gets a lot worse if you look at the manga. So I'm surprised people get so worked up about the anime, they have no idea what they're talking about. But alterations like these can be irksome though, especially to fans who have read the manga and look forward to seeing a faithful adaptation. I think when it comes to a faithful adaptation, people are upset about things like entire arcs being taken away or stories being changed for the sake of television, right? I don't think people are getting upset about the body types of characters, like whether or not the main character or one of the girls in the show gains 15 pounds, 15 theoretical, fictional pounds, by the way. I don't think that's what gets people upset. What gets people upset is when you completely rehash the show to fit some sort of a goal they're trying to do on the TV version, right? A fairly common change between anime and manga is the way that women are drawn. An anime may go out of its way to ensure that female characters have a large chest or an hourglass figure. Well, it's pretty simple to say there's a reason for that, right? It's because supply and demand. If that's what people want to see, what do you think the anime studios are going to do? That's how they're going to draw the characters. Duh. So if you want to look at the problem, it's not about what they're producing, it's about what people are demanding. That'd be a better place to look than what actually is being supplied by the anime studios, right? One Piece, for example, is infamous for giving women oversized chests and impossibly small waists. Okay, I will be honest, I know it used to be like a meme on this channel for me to hate on the One Piece anime, but I've grown to respect it a lot. But I will still say this, the character designs in the anime, especially the female characters, are wonky as hell. They look goofy to me. They look really goofy. I mean, they're built like weeble wobbles, man. Like, I feel like a strong gust of wind would make them tip over because all their weight's in their tits and there's nothing down below. But anyways, that's a fair example. But now they're saying that My Hero Academia seems to be yet another victim of altering bodies. Oh boy. Especially with the main heroine, Ochako Oroka. Okay. So this is one of those pictures they use, and honestly, even cherry picking like action frames like this where they're not even posing right, do these really look that much different than the anime? Well, we're gonna get into it, don't worry. One astute commenter's response in question to Kurua, that's a great sight, sheds more light on this alteration. The question asks, in the anime My Hero Academia, is Ochako Oroka considered a plus-sized anime character? The commenter claims that the anime version isn't, but the manga version might be. So this is the manga version. This is just one frame of her, okay? Does she look plus-sized to you? I mean, in a world of, trying not to body shame, and that's, the whole point, right? We're trying to respect all body types and say that someone who's a little thicker is acceptable and shouldn't be changed. But do you really consider this plus-sized? That, if anything, looks normal or maybe even athletic than anything. She is still skinnier than most people's depictions of even normal, in my opinion. They also provide here, they discuss the whole cheerleader outfit, which is probably the most recognizable image people use for these conversations. But, yeah, you get the point of what they're trying to say. Another commenter adds to this by going on to what it means to be plus-sized. They define plus-size as a size of clothing designed for people who are larger than average. They too illustrate their definition with examples of plus-size women in real life. Compared to these women, the anime Ochako has a relatively average build. See, don't you see the problem? Don't you feel silly right now comparing this girl right here, this black and white fictional drawn manga character, to real life women and real life sizes for women? What's not clicking, bro? Doesn't that seem silly to you? Other fans provide images of more girls from the anime and manga to further illustrate the difference between anime and manga builds. Some fans note that Ochako's larger build is shared by her classmates. Is it though? I mean, look at these. These are bad shots too, right? These aren't good ones to compare sizes over, but look. I would say athletic. I would say thin. I would say normal. And then I would say normal to athletic. And then busty as hell. I mean, they didn't change much there, that's for sure. But yeah, I don't know what that comparison's all about. Commenters on the post have varying opinions as to what causes these characters to look the way they do. Some say it's a style choice, while others say that the Japanese and other countries don't have the same definitions of fat and skinny. Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough, right? Because, sorry to break it to you, as an American, I will say that Americans, the average American, is much larger than the average Japanese citizen. I don't think that's a controversial thing to say, even though some people pretend like it is. It's just an objective fact. You can look it up on the internet, on a Google search. You can just see the height, the weight. Everything is much bigger in America, okay? So our idea of what skinny is different. And you have to keep that in mind. I mean, this is Japanese studios making it. I feel like that point gets brushed over so much. It does have an impact of what your society considers skinny. It's going to affect how you portray things in media, in fiction, and what have you. In this case, anime and how the characters are designed. I feel like that gets brushed over way too much. Horikoshi isn't against people of different body types either. If we look beyond many examples of what people who look different because of their quirks, there are canonically overweight characters in My Hero Academia like... Bruh. Do you see the name? Is this your champion of acceptance? No, that's not it. Oh man. It's safe to say that Horikoshi and the anime staff have different opinions about the female form. I mean, how do you know that? How do you know the conversations they had? He might have approved of these changes. He might have encouraged it. You don't know that. You're just assuming because it looked one way in the manga and it looked a different way in the anime that the manga, the artists behind the manga and the creators behind the manga had a different opinion. They might have supported the changes for the anime adaptation. You don't know that. I mean, that's kind of a bold assumption, right? But anyways, that's the article. I think you get the point. We are still having this conversation about the My Hero Academia girls in the year 2021. It's going to be 2022 in 2 or 3 weeks, okay? Can we please just end this? I mean, it's funny to look at, but I think I can't take this anymore. It is what it is at this point, and yeah. Cancel My Hero Academia, how dare they? But let's be real, while we're on the topic, all of those body types look amazing. Whether it's in the manga or the anime, I think they both look great. So that's all I have to say about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.